Welcome to eLab, your ultimate basketball laboratory, where we dissect the game from every angle.
You are watching a master at work.
All right, man. Yo, we finally back with another episode of the eLab podcast, man. I got all my guys here with me today. How y'all boys doing, man?
Doing good.
What up?
Man, with these technical difficulties, man, my bald head is sweating like a dog, boy. Jesus Christ. Hey, but look, I realized I didn't never give you guys a chance to talk about how you guys fell in love with basketball or how you guys model your games, how you just kind of started picking up a basketball to begin with. It's something that I touched on for myself back in episode 1 a little bit, but today I kind of wanted to get into that. On top of Ken posted a question to me before we get started. What do y'all think is the best hooping shoe or best basketball shoe? Ken, what did you mean like a stylish shoe or shoot a hoop in? What's the best basketball shoe?
Shoot a hoop in.
The shoot a hoop in?
Since we all hoopers, what's the best shoe?
I would go ahead,
ahead.
Red.
No, I hoop in everything, but
I know you do. That's why I
I
was
was
gonna
gonna
say yeah.
say, for me as a young dude, it was always in the Jordan. But as I get older, I probably say the Kobe. I think it was the Kobe fours was my best one.
The astronaut ones?
Was they the fours?
What's the space shoe?
The Nikes, the Kobe four. They like
Oh, you talking about the Adidas? Adidas
Yeah.
coming back out.
he talking about the Adidas. So I'm talking about the Nikes. But the Kobe
I'm talking
four.
about the Adidas.
Nah, I
You,
had them too though. I had them
Ted,
too.
what shoes did you hoop in, Ted?
When I was coming up, like Red said, I was in them J's. But when I got a little older and I got more polished with my game, I started wearing Kyrie's and KD's. And as of recently, probably like the last 3 years of like before I stopped hooping, I was in them daggone Pumas, them Mellows. Khalil had put me on them
Oh,
Pumas.
Khalil did have the LaMelos. That's
Yeah,
a
he had
fact.
me in them Pumas, and then them Jones was mad comfortable. But like my most memorable shoe, like that I just put a lot of wear and tear in, wish I never even touched them, is them Kobe Grinches. You know what I mean?
Ken, did you
Yeah,
hoop in those? What you got, Ken? I
yeah.
feel like you had the
I,
Hardens.
yeah, Hardens. The last 3 years, Hardens and KDs. But
Well,
the shoes I came up with was Hyper Dunks.
Yeah.
I love the Hyper
them was
Dunks.
tough too. I did have some of them, but
Yeah.
I ripped the side out of mine because that's when I was dunking and stuff. So if you plant a lot and jump a lot, they rip on you.
Yeah.
I
I
like
ain't
I
gonna
ain't gonna
lie.
lie.
I hooped in them Tracy McGrady's, dog. And
The
looking back,
Adidas ones,
the ones that got they was black with like the stripes going sideways
the
like
little
that.
bubble joints.
Looking
Yeah.
back on it, them shoes was heavy as hell.
It was them and them
Yeah.
yeah,
KGs. They came out in the same class.
Yeah, they
That's
were
what I'm
so
saying.
heavy, but
Y'all saying Jordans. I'm like,
but I hoop. Hey,
man.
well,
now them
Jordan, see, we
tens,
used to hoop.
them,
Go ahead,
we
Rick.
hooped them tens, them Jordan tens.
They
Okay,
They
had
was
a
like
tens.
the
I
12.
used
I
to
used
the
to like the
12s.
12.
I was gonna say the tens, the 12s, and the fives at one point in time for me.
When we was in high school, Red, they had a pair of tens in the locker room that people just used to wear.
You used to
When they was
wear.
like, if you ain't bring no shoes to the gym, you just rock them tens. Like we
he,
all play, and they was like a size 10. Everybody hooped them.
he ain't lying. He ain't lying.
Everybody hooped them. Yeah, I was going, but for me, I like the Kyrie's, bro. But every time I buy a pair, something break on me. Like either I pop a toe out the top of it, the side of the shoe. It's just I like them, but they always break. Like after maybe like 6 months. Like the ones I got now got a hole in the bottom of them,
On some
but I
I
still
damn
hoop
near
them.
forgot the number,
on
but
some
it's them
shoe shit.
KDs with the little over toe strap junk. It was
The
green and
Yeah,
orange.
fours.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
like the
The
Them junks was
fours.
too comfortable for me too. I like them.
That was
yeah.
nice. That was nice.
On some just for you though, 'cause you said just foot always pop out.
Mm.
See, Nike got this thing to where if anything damaged or structurally to the shoe, the
Mm.
component, you can take it back to the store and they got to exchange it for you. A lot of people
Really?
don't tell you that, but yeah, it's a real
Is that in
thing.
like a time frame or just any time?
Nah, because that type of stuff ain't supposed to happen to the shoe.
Oh,
Cause you remember
when
couple
Zion's.
Zion, yeah, he popped his foot out the daggone shoe.
Ah.
It's been
See,
like that for years.
I didn't
They
know
just
that.
don't tell y'all, but yeah, it's kind of
Yeah,
like
bro. I got like
it's kind of
three
like
pair of
VF,
shoes that's like that.
something like that.
They all Kyrie's, bro. But see, I
The
was just
Kyrie
thinking
was
of it
tough.
as I hoop. I know y'all don't hoop no more. Y'all don't hoop. I mean, I don't even want to get it. I ain't gonna even go there,
Bro,
man. Y'all, my
it
bad,
been
my
a
bad.
month. It been a month, man.
It's been a month. Okay, my bad. Listen, my bad. I'm on
Yeah.
y'all side. My
I
bad.
can't
Look,
tell you.
Relax.
I can't tell you
look.
when.
Yeah, but look, no, I wanted to say, yeah. So I wanted to get us in the letting the audience and the people that listen to us, man, get to know us as hoopers, man. So Red, who you would say, or when would you say you fell in love with the game, and like who you modeled your game after, And what really made you feel like basketball was like something that you wanted to do in your life? You know what I mean?
So when I first fell in love with the game, it would have been what was that, the '96? Not the '96. The series with Jordan and Kobe. I mean, not Jordan and Kobe, Iverson and Kobe. Then that's when I really
That's
just started.
2001, Iverson and Kobe.
2001.
That's
Yeah, that's when I
2001,
really.
Iverson and Kobe.
That's when I really just started paying attention to it. Like, because I was an Iverson fan just for what he did at first.
Yeah,
But when I started paying attention to it, I started liking Kobe. That's when I became a real Kobe fan and stuff like that.
I feel
But if
that.
you ask me who I modeled my game after, my favorite point guards probably would be Baron Davis and Derrick Williams. That's why, like, once I got athletic, I tried to utilize my size and spin move and dunks and stuff like that, like Baron Davis. But the handle I used to try to keep tight, like D Will.
That's fair. I can believe it, Baron Davis. I can see that. That makes sense as to why you keep saying his name. And you got Baron Davis over Darren Williams. It's crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna let you live.
He would have cooked D Will though. Before the injury, he would have cooked D Will.
Oh my goodness.
He
Before
too
the
little.
injury.
You see what
He,
you
D
see
Will was not too little.
you see what
D
he
Will
do.
was his
But
size.
I'm saying, but you see
Yeah.
what he doing to Drew. I'm saying like you ever seen the dude? I'll give you an example. You ever seen the point guard? They the same size or bigger. He might be bigger, but I'm more physical than you. Like I got a little bit
Yeah.
more dog than
B
you.
Diddy
That's what
probably
I'm
more
saying.
physical.
Yeah,
Yeah, I give
like
you that. B Diddy probably more physical.
yeah.
But man, anyway, I don't want to go to because I don't want to chop your head off about Baron Davis. I know it's your man. My bad. But anyway, Ken, what you got, man? Where you fall in love with the game and stuff, man?
Early 2000s, AI, T Mac, Vince Carter, Kobe, Shaq. The
That was a
early
great time.
2000s, but man, Dwayne Wade, bro.
He was tough.
Dwayne
Nigga tough.
Wade, like he was tough, like high split screens, and it was him and Gilbert Arenas. Like I was a tech score, score, score. I'm not finna pass the ball. I don't believe your shot. I don't believe your shot. I don't care. Like pulling up deep. Like they used to be like, bro, what is you doing? Like AAU, like I was a D Wade, like Gilbert Arenas type player. But now I'm more of like I pass the ball. I
One,
give it to you.
yeah, one of
That's
my
how I want
favorite highlights of D Wade is when he dunked on Anderson Varejao when he was kind of like going left and he caught
Mhm.
Anderson Varejao under the rim like that. I thought that was like that was like one of the coldest dunks and highlights I had of D Wade.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
The
So that's
only reason why it was so cold,
uh,
not even just the dunk of a smaller guard banging on the big man. It
mm,
came off of when Braun tried to bang on Jo and then got blocked, and then it
mm,
transitioned into
And
Wade banging on
Michael
Virgil.
Jordan was in the crowd.
and
Michael
winning
Jordan was.
and winning
Yeah,
off a
Mike.
Euro step.
It was
It
like
was
a
kind of like a Euro step, but he
yeah,
That
popped
was
kind
that
of.
tough.
mug back.
It didn't look like he was even going towards the rim when he dunked it. It looked like he was
Yeah.
kind of trying to pull it out and just was like, "Oh no!" Boo! I was like, "Oh!" I remember watching that. That was tough.
Hey,
That was tough.
I'm not gonna I had him over Kobe for a good 3 year stretch.
I ain't mad at that argument though. Arguably me, he top three shooting guard all time.
Man,
Like
yeah,
what?
I think he is too. But I got a guy that could argue down that James Harden is better. I
I
got a
mean,
guy that argue down that James Harden is better than Kobe.
I guess he's just going off. I guess he's just going off the streak of the years he had, the good years. Like James Harden numbers is gonna be good. It's just impact wise, D Wade, man. D Wade was different.
Yeah.
Man. D Wade,
Yeah.
Kobe, them different.
Hey, Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
I seen D Wade without the three, and he was averaging 30.
Yeah, he was at the rack, 6'4". Little
Yeah.
dude. I got a. Jeff Teague said that James Harden was a better scorer than Kobe.
What type of dope was he smoking that day?
We'll get there. Hey, we'll get there. I just had to throw that out
I
there,
just
man.
want to know
I'm
what
just
type of pack
saying.
he was on, so I stay away from that pack.
I'm
I
just
don't know
saying.
what he was
Yeah.
Everybody respect NBA players' conversation, bro. That's why I be like, man, they just say anything and they can get that off because they used to hoop, man.
better
But
score is crazy.
yeah,
I want to know what he meant by like what he meant. Like
yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. But go ahead, my bad, Ted. So, what was your welcome to the basketball moment, man? What made you fall in love with the game, Ted?
Because I'm from VA, right? So we really came up on Bubba Chuck. You know what I mean? Like we really watched him in high school. We watched him in college. So like, not really like a hood savior, but we kind of looked up to that movement. Like he can come out of this city, he can come out the mud and really do something with himself. Obviously being realistic with yourself. You won't on Bubba Chuck level, but he gave you that hope. You know what I mean, to make something out of it, right?
Yeah.
So when he went out there and he was in the league and he was killing, that's who you looked up to in regards of like picking up the basketball, doing what you needed to do. But I kept it a little bit more realistic with myself. I want as athletic as that dude. You know what I mean? I'm not catching no tit slams and all this other that. So I started watching other guards that could really hoop, that would play under the rim in some situations. Like I would watch like Sebastian coming out of New York. He was out of Abe Lincoln, Abe Lincoln High. So he came out of Brooklyn. So I was watching him heavy. I watched a little bit of Skip to My Lou coming out of Houston. You know what I'm saying? I was watching those guys that could go get a bucket, but they had a tight handle. You know what I mean? Because it's like with me, I'm only 5'6", bro. So I had to pick something up. I had to pick a niche up and had to get that handle tight. First step, get up out of there, combo this, combo that. And I would just watch them. And then you're going to love this answer, E.
Go ahead.
I watched a lot of Chris Paul.
Chris Paul early days
Paul.
was that guy, though.
He was cold.
So hold on, bro. So I
Go
watched a
ahead.
lot of Chris Paul, his New Orleans days, and how he was just so downhill, and he could finish with both hands. He could, you know what I mean? Like it was a sight to see at the time before all this theatrics came about. But I really did rock with that New Orleans Chris Paul versus Utah Darren Williams wave. You know what I mean?
Chris Paul was that guy. You got to remember my love for Chris Paul is what turned me into a Chris Paul hater. That's what happened. When he got
I'm on
to
the same
Clippers
way,
and
bro.
get
Chris
smoked,
Paul, my favorite point guard.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, but it's
he'll never win a championship.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's the only reason. I used to love Chris Paul at one point, and that's pretty much what happened. I started hating. But look, so Ted hit me up yesterday, man. He was talking Cash Money. He told me, he said, this way, yeah. He said, do you think Ken is competition? He said, have you hooped against Ken? I said, y'all don't hoop with Ken. He said, yeah, but is he comp though?
You hear him?
I said, oh no, we got to leave it for the pod. I got to ask him on the pod. I don't know. I'm just saying, that's what happened. I can only tell you what I heard. Ken, so Ken, how tall are you, Ken?
I'm 5'7".
5'7". Ted, I think Ted 5'7" too.
Ted 5'6". That's a good matchup. Same height.
Yeah, Ted.
Okay.
Hey, bro. I'm not gonna shy away from the question of what he just said, but I'm just telling you what he heard. I said, "Hey, look, E, have y'all watched Red and Ken play basketball outside of this?" Like, and that's all I said. And he took it to a whole different level. But
I didn't. No. What happened was he said, "Look, man, I'm looking at Red. He way fatter than he was on that tape." I said, "What?"
He ain't told no lie.
I said, "Well, Red was my point guard." He said, "Yeah, but I could see him back then like he was nice, but right now I probably cooking." I was like, "Oh." Then he went to Ken. He said, "Have you hooped with Ken before?"
Right,
I said, "Yes, I have."
right.
I'm just telling you what I heard.
Hey,
I said, "Y'all don't hoop with Ken, bro. He pretty athletic." He said, "But is he comp though?" And I said, "Oh, I'm gonna let you ask him yourself." I don't know.
I still can move. I just don't. I'm just lazy. I still can do a little. I'm just lazy.
It sound like Ted won't smoke with Ken though. It sounded like he said he got Ken in the one. That's what I heard. I don't think it was necessarily about Red. I think he was just hating on Red. I think he was just hating because you could dunk. But with Ken, it sounded like he wanted to smoke with Ken.
And I asked about Ken offline. You want to twist your narrative? It don't matter. I'm with it.
I'm sad, bitch. Three dribbles.
Hey, I'm part of the family now, so his daddy do the same thing. His daddy do.
Ken,
hey,
bro, Ken, look at me.
Ken, I ain't talking about
right hand to God, Ken. Right hand to God. I'm not making it up. I'm not. Oh, right hand to God. I promise.
I mean, we can get it. We can get it.
I called E before I went to work. I do it like maybe 2-3 times out the week, and I just be talking to him. And I was like, "Hey, look, bro." I said, Red used to jump for real in that video, but now Red picked up some weight. He still hoop. That's all I said. So he switched it.
That ain't how I heard it.
Bro, got diabetes and all this stuff. Like, come on, bro.
that sounded real friendly.
And I was like, "Hey,
very demure."
And I said, "Hey, Ken date your sister. Have you ever seen them hoop?" You know what I mean? Just on some just question, because we was talking about how we used to hoop together with the little homie of mine named Nard. And he was like, "Yeah, I seen Ken hoop, but I'm not gonna answer you." He said, "We're gonna see tomorrow. And then he flipped this narrative. It's crazy, but I love it. Though.
So Ken, what did I say that he didn't say? He just said it nicer. He just said it nicer.
Bro,
he said the same. I said the same thing he said.
Let's go. Let's do it. Hey. We can do
Hey,
it.
Hey,
We can do.
I'm about to get in the lab 6 months. I'm about to go
hey,
hard.
look,
I
look,
ain't
hold
gonna
on.
even lie
Oh,
to
look,
you. I'm
let
gonna
me
go
do
eat
this.
some hot wings. I catch you at the gym though.
Eat some hot wings. Look,
You know
Hot
what I
wings is
mean?
crazy.
eat some hot wings. Look, I wanted to tell y'all this about me. So I think I fell in love. When I fell in love with the game, I realized that girls was interested in it. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I left that
We
part off of mine too. I was gonna say I wanted to keep playing when I realized I could take my helmet off and girls got to see who I was.
because we played
We
football. Me
played
and Red
football.
been, me and Red been knowing each other since we 6 years old. We played football up until
National champions.
I didn't really start hooping until I was like 11,
You heard it,
maybe
did you,
10.
Ted? We was national champions 3 years in a row, dog.
Yeah, yeah, Little League. We
Football.
used to
Yeah,
Bro,
we was
I,
like that.
bro,
We was
Red, I
like
got the homework and everything, bro. I just
we was
wanted to see what
we
type of
was like
time we
that.
was on,
we just played
who
a
I was
lot of
talking to.
football.
Yeah, we
But
was
yeah,
tough in football.
I used to go up to the rec center when they remember Brainerd Rec Center. They had just
Yeah.
opened Brainerd Rec, and they used to have all the girls from Baylor. So
Yep.
Cordell and them, Miranda, the singer,
Yeah,
Miranda.
I remember her
She used to
page
be
out
up
there.
there, bro. So I used to come up to the gym, bro. I used to wear the double headband, not because they was cool, but because my head was big. So I used to have the two. I used to go get one and then put another one over top of them, and I be in
Yeah.
there hooping. That's how I got Miranda. I started dating her when like 7th grade or whatever. We dated for like a month or something. I don't know. But once I realized girls was liking it, I was like, dang, maybe I can hoop. And then when I really started to love it is when I was able to start dunking. When I started dunking, and then wait, dunking was one thing, but dunking on people was like a whole nother lane. Like when you dunk on somebody, it was just a different type of thing. I remember one time we was at the center and Damus threw me a lob and I dunked on Dennis.
I
Red, you
remember that.
remember that?
I
I
remember
dunked
that.
on Dennis.
When
Boom!
we stopped the whole
The
gym, the whole
whole
game
gym
stopped.
stopped.
Yeah.
The whole gym. They cleared out the whole gym, man. And it was just crazy. Because in my mind, I'm not thinking nothing of it, but the way everybody reacted, I was like, yeah, I can do this. But from an NBA perspective, I think first off, Steve Francis was like my favorite player because everybody used to say I looked like him. Like when I was young and I had hair, people was like, bro, you look just like Steve Francis. So I used to watch his game, and I didn't have the same handle as Steve Francis. Like Steve Francis, he was a one of those New York style type guards where it was just very flashy. But he made me like watching the Rockets, and then I got on Trace McGrady, and I was like a Rockets Magic fans because the Magic jerseys was so cold, and T Mac style I could emulate. Right, I could do the 2 or 3 dribbles mid range, 2 to 3 dribbles, take off and dunk on somebody. That was more my playing style at the time. So T Mac, went, and then when it was a dunk he had against Sean Bradley. I remember he
That
went
was my
baseline,
baseline. Yeah.
dunked on.
No.
Boo! I was like, oh, it was that moment, and then that 2009 Western Conference Finals where it was Kobe versus Melo. That series is
It
like
was
one of my
'09.
favorite. Yeah, it was like one of my favorite basketball series all time, bro. So I would say those Trace McGrady and that playoff series, it just gave me like not necessarily an edge, but made me want to compete. Like that type of stuff is what made me want to compete.
I
Is just
think
seeing,
that series
yeah,
was the pivotal shift of 100 plus on a regular.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So like them
Mm-hmm.
boys was putting
Boy.
up 105. We was like, God, dog,
They was
105.
going.
God, dog, we
And it
ain't
was
playing no
high level
defense.
basketball. They was playing defense at the best level, and they was playing offense at the highest level. It wasn't none of this. Oh well, they getting fouls and all. Like everything that you
It was,
got was earned.
it was
Everything was earned.
Bean and Melo fighting every possession,
And
trying to get position, high block, low block, curl this, curl that. It's ISO buckets. It was crazy.
and Kobe was undersized. He shouldn't have been checking Melo,
But that
Yeah,
nigga
but
got
you know
that.
that
and he
heart,
didn't
that
care.
It went back to what you said earlier.
brother heart
That
biggest.
dog.
He didn't
Yeah,
care, bro. And that's why I love. And that's what I'm saying. It's just something about that just made me like, yeah.
Hey,
Like
yeah.
sometimes you just
side
gotta
note.
want it more.
Hey,
You know what I
side
mean?
note.
Just in like you just gotta want it more, bro.
You was my favorite teammate, bro, because I could throw the ball anywhere. You go get that motherfucker.
That's why I was telling Ted we was the
I
pick
hate
and roll.
athletic niggas that you throw a oop, they be like, that was a bad oop. I'm like, bro, you 6'5", bro. Ain't no way you don't
Bro,
catch
go
this.
get
And
it. Go get
I've
Yeah,
it.
been
just go.
playing with you so long. I'm like, I don't threw EJ some terrible passes. He go get him and make him something crazy.
Fact.
But I
That's
also
a
play
fact.
with dudes at 6'7", 6'8", and they got to be right there by the rim like a rim grazer. Oop. I'm
You know
like,
how
come on,
funny
bro.
that was? Because we was running pick and roll as a point guard and small forward in
Facts.
like the games. Like we was running like a pick and roll, like just me and you.
Yeah,
Like we were, hey man, let us do this real quick type of thing, and we just do it in the game. I thought that was funny thinking back because I don't think of any pick and roll like NBA wise. I don't think there's a pick and roll with a small forward.
because
Maybe
bro,
maybe
to be
LeBron, maybe Giannis if you call him as a small forward.
but to
Maybe
be real, when we was doing it, most niggas in the school was really just trying to go 1-on-1. That what made that was
right.
separated. Like we actually played together.